Hey everybody, it's Jason from Clockwork Studios and Ether RPG. Guess what? Today, I have a lovely video to share with you. I promised a little while ago that as soon as I would get the prototype copies in for you guys to see, I would be doing a video. So guess what? They're in. Let's take a look. Unboxing video. I'm very happy to share these with you guys. Right on top, here we go. We have got the core book for Ether RPG in print for everybody to see. Finally, after all this time, we are getting so very close to Ether RPG actually being ready and in print. So let's take a quick flip through so I can show you guys what the inside's going to look like. We've got basic printing setup. I'm not going to go through each and every page, obviously. We'd be here all day. But you can see some of the art styles here. You can see the page setup for the various different species, which is right here. And a couple more. Here we go. We got some splash pages, which was the chapter headers. And here's some class pages for you guys to see. You can see what they look like, what they do, it tells you how they work, all the statistics and basic information, a nice little splash picture here. And we got all sorts of stuff to look at. Oh, what's new? That's right. So I've got pages and pages and pages to flip through myself to go through the editing process to make sure that everything printed right. I don't know yet if everything printed perfectly, but that's going to be my project today, is to go through everything and verify whether or not the printing actually went through and worked exactly as desired. I certainly hope that it did, and if it doesn't, trust me, you guys will probably be the second group of people to know. Myself, of course, being the first. So this is what you're going to get for Ether RPG as far as the core book. You get basically all the information you're going to need for the game, everything in its entirety that you absolutely have to have, as promised. All this material, all this information. We've got 20-something chapters or so with all kinds of everything, variant pages, and of course everybody's favorite section, the backer material section. That's right, we've got all the backer information here with everything you guys submitted for me in a section all its own, all the information, all the material, everything everybody put in. We got some sample monsters here for you guys to look at, and of course at the very end we actually have the Ether RPG character sheet. But saving the best for last, at the end of Ether RPG, we do in fact have the Ether RPG world map. Included, of course, in every core book, absolutely, why wouldn't it be? There you go. So, there you have it. This is going to be the Ether RPG core book, exactly as printed, hardback, as promised, no soft back or anything like that here. Let's go to the next book and see what we have to see there. Probably a lot of pictures to see here because the next book we are looking at is the Ether RPG Bestiary. Bestiary, Bestiary. You can see here, same thing as before, kind of front set, information on the front, information on the back, some little splash information, the lovely picture we have here. Start of the book, of course, pretty much well the same. We got nice chapter index and everything, page number description for you to see. All sorts of monstrous information in here, everything you're going to need, broken down into the various chapters. And let's get right to it, the stuff you guys want to see, of course, the monsters themselves. We have split pages for every single monster in the book, one picture on one page along with some detailed information on the bottom, and then of course everything the monster does on its opposite page. We got everything here from the Ethereal creatures, your standard manticore and sort of common creatures, plant, life, animal, or critters and opponents, all the way to elemental creatures, things on other planes, giant worms, critters, monsters, fallen sorcerers. Show you guys a few more as we go through. From the plane of fire, And more of the Plane of Fire. Can't go anywhere without a Phoenix, right? Plane of Wind. We've got the Plane of Spirit and Ghosts from the Deadlands. Fairy creatures from the Dreamscape. Nightmare creatures from the Nightmare Lands. Angels, demons, devils, the whole 9 yards. Angels and demons, anyway. And the appendix, we have templates for creatures, things you can apply to make creatures work a little bit differently. And of course, we have the specialty monsters. These are the critters of legend, so to speak. They are the biggest, most dangerous, nasty things in Ether RPGs, so much so that all they have here is every bit of information for you, for the GM to run exactly how they want to run and the information on how they work. That should pretty much wrap it up for the Bestiary. As you can see, there's everything in here in a bag of chips as far as what you need to be able to actually run any monster for Ether RPG. But again, reminder, not totally necessary, as fighting monsters isn't the point of Ether RPG. But if you want all the monsters and everything they do, there you go. And finally, we have Ether RPG Setting, a much smaller book in terms of the rest of them. You can see it is much thinner, but the information herein is everything you need to know about the storyline, the setting, the back history, and all that jazz of Ether RPG. So, we've got information about just the standard setting, the world itself, the the omniverse, everything within it, the worlds itself, the history of what happens what has happened in the omniverse, the various ages of Ether RPG. The factions and what they do, what they've been doing, what they are doing, and what they will do, depending upon what age you play in. We've got some information about story directions and directions you can actually take the game in, as well as some lesser factions. We've got kind of a large-scale picture for each of the different worlds and each of the different areas as you go through, from the outskirts all the way to the wild ones, which gives you geographic information and everything you need to know about those particular areas. We've also got information about the various cities, such as Land's Edge, the geography, the society, the city itself, things you need to be able to do to run the world itself. Here's the last port. And then the lesser cities, the smaller but notable cities of Ether RPG. There's quite a few of these to look at as you flip through to see what's going on in them. Here are the various elemental cities and the elemental planes and what's going on with those. Get back a bit, and of course the last section of the book is actually entire sections talking more in detail about the history and information of all the various species of Ether RPG. You can see you've got multiple pages here for each of the different species, as well as a close-up shot of the head. Show you exactly what each one of them looks like, just in case there was any question. And it wraps up at the very end of the book with a description of course, everybody's favorite, the Voidbound. Well, there you guys have it. I finally have Ether RPG here in print, all 3 of the books, as to what they're going to look like. So, what am I going to do from here? Well, these are the prototype books. What I have to do now is I have to take these to a focus group. I've got 10 to 20 people, gamers and non-gamers, who are going to take a look at each and every one of these and give me their impressions about the setup of the book. They're going to comment about the watermark. They're going to talk about the font. They're going to talk about the print style, the pages, etc. Basically anything that last minute I can change before I do the either primary printing, if everybody likes what they see, or the secondary printing, if people don't like what they see. And at that point, if it goes to primary printing, then that means we pretty much, probably next week, I could put in orders for the primary print copies of each one of the books. If not, then I have to do a second print, which will take about a week to 2 weeks. We'll get those in, take a look at those, just how I looked at these. After that, that beta print or omega or final print, whatever you want to call it, the second prototype will be the last prototype, if I have to do that, prior to permanent print and send to all of you. So, if you have any questions or anything like that that you want to make about the video, or you have any things you want to know about the books in general, by all means, post it up, send me a message, whatever you guys would like. I hope, in fact, I expect, even that if I have to do a second printing, I will still be able to get the books ordered and hopefully shipped by the end of April. That is my goal, that is what I'm shooting for, and that is what I am hoping I can do. Knock on wood. So, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed what you guys have seen, and I hope you were looking forward to getting the books as much as I am to getting them to you. So, until next time, I'm Jason for Ether RPG and Clockwork Angel Studios. Check out links and whatnot on the side of this video if you need to go somewhere to my webpage or Facebook or anything like that. Check me out on social media and you can find out more about Ether RPG if this is your first time reading about it. So, thank you for watching. See you guys next time.